All right, so we're here visiting a great guy who is a big fan of solar ovens, and I'm a big fan too. The sun is free, so we don't have to necessarily use firewood, we don't have to use propane, we don't have to use electricity, we can just use the sun to cook our food. And he's got an amazing collection of great ovens. His values are excellent. He's interested in things like this oven, which is made with fairly simple materials. This is made with cardboard, I think it was an egg box, I forget, and some glass in here. That's actually hot. There's the cardboard base for it, and this has got some kind of aluminum foil. If you touch this glass, it actually will hurt your fingers. This is hot, and this is in the sun. It's now 12 o'clock noon, so we got plenty of sun. The angle is adjusted so that it's about right for getting the sun perpendicular to the chamber inside. So that's a really nice design. He's got some cupcakes in there, muffins or something. Back here you've got the sun oven, which is a very famous oven. This has foldable metal here. Again, we have glass on the top. So these are kind of boxes that the sun is collected into. So it gets very hot.
I can show you that.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So it folds right up.
To keep it warm after it's cooked.
Okay, great. So you can get a couple more hours out of it.
And to travel.
Great. And then we've got another one over here. This was a design. It's a backpacker style one done by who in Colorado?
Raleigh Clements.
Okay, Raleigh Clements or somebody. And so this is another also box style designed for the size of the tray that goes in it. In here we've got some camotes, which I think are sweet potatoes or something.
And soup.
Some kind of soup.
Soup.
This is one that I use in the Bosque. This is a hot pot, and this whole outside is collapsible, so you could travel with it. Interesting thing about this one is that the pot itself is a black metal pot inside of a glass one, so there's air between them, and so instead of a whole box, the oven is inside the pot, and then you can use whatever you want to collect the sun. So a pretty cool idea. I like these guys. I think they're made in Mexico. I'll post a link in the video below. So look that one up. The cool thing about the values here is that we're trying to figure out how do we use local materials to make these things popular in rural Mexico. Because people do care about the cost of the resources they're using. Even if it's wood, the wood's not free. They have to go out in the woods and collect it. And so they can save on propane, they can save on electricity, they can cook in a slower way, really nice healthy food using local materials. So that's the goal. I am thrilled that Kenny and Maggie are here and that they're working on this thing in a town I love, in Eronga, and sharing their knowledge with other people so we can make a better world in so many different ways. Here's another oven. This one is in a basket actually, and it's got some stainless steel in a curve, just held together with some string, a copper pot, and an old lid for another pot. So this is kind of a very simple setup. This one is in the shade right now, but it's positioned so that when the sun passes in the correct spot in the afternoon, you can put something in there and cook it. That's a pretty smart idea. A lot of the ovens, you need to move them and adjust them during the day to keep them hot. This one's a special use one. Very good idea. So in the Bosque I have the evacuated tube hot water heaters, and those are very common. But you can also make a hot water heater with just some black plastic tubing. This one's a little bit protected inside of a box, and it gets so hot that you have to protect your hands. So there's a lot of very simple ways to make hot water and not be using any propane, just using the sun.
Okay, these have been in about an hour, but that was from the first sun, which is not the most productive. And they're done. The best thing about this oven is this gimbal tray that keeps everything level.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Most successful commercial solar oven in the world.
Hey, can we kill the radio?
You got a gun?
Nope. And I forgot my machete.
This style is more this style, which has, haven't filled in the corners yet.
Right.
But this was originally called the backpacker oven. This inventor, Clements in Denver, he was an engineer for NASA, and he invented all kinds of ovens. He invented an oven that has no face, but behind the oven is the glass face, and then a spire going up with rear view mirrors of cars, all tuned, each one tuned, to the oven compartment.
Clements in Denver. Okay.
Roddy Clements, he unfortunately passed away when I was on my way to see him once. But it's the idea of having the corners like this, faceted, so it's more like a parabolic. This is like a parabola in facets.
Right.
And the parabolic, I can show you in glass.
Right.
And it's called the Solar Chef. In trials by Home Power, it beat the Sun Oven 3-1 for productivity.
Wow.
I've seen frozen turkeys thrown in these ovens that, 48 inches in diameter, giant ovens. They're on casters. Anyway, this is a more closely modified parabola, and of course this is the total parabolic like Jenny has in Yotatiro.
Yep.
Most intense concentration of light, which is what it's all about. You know what a Fresnel lens is, right?
Yep, I do.
Well, it's just a parabola collapsed into a flat lens.
Right.
And, you can burn a hole through that board, one the size of a printing sheet, which I have.
Yeah, I would love to get a Fresnel lens and experiment with that. That'd be cool. And then I'm very curious because there's old satellite dishes in town here that nobody's using. And so any old satellite dish could be painted or adjusted and turned into an oven.
What I would suggest and what I've seen on satellite dishes is, especially the bigger ones, I mean, you're going to get, you could, but in Japan, big, huge Fresnel lenses are furnaces. So you can get it way hotter than you can stand. So you don't have to fill the whole dish with reflectors. In fact, you probably want to cut out a slot so you can get close and manipulate where you're not standing too close to the focal point. The other thing is the length of the style for the receptor on them is longer. So that means unless you change the parabola, you have to have them like down on the ground, and so you can reach up for the.
Right, you have to have access to the focal point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the issue with those big dishes. But yeah, they are. They're trash now.
Yeah. We can turn trash into ovens.
And you just need a good spot where you don't have to move it around.
Yeah.
But see, this has adjustment. This one also has. I call this guy. He's 95 years old, Sam Irwin in Washington, and he sent me his patent application with all the plans, except for one detail: how you attach the food shelf, like on a gimbal.
Right, because you want it to.
Or you want it to stay level. I'm still waiting. My grandson went to visit him, and he's going to send send me a DVD of him going through the whole construction process on these. But vidrieras, we've got. Carpinterias, we've got. Looking for more jobs. This one could be made locally, and
Yeah.
it's, it's for producing for a family, it's the one.
I think that's a great idea, is to figure out what's the best design to have the metal guys make or the local people make. And then as soon as it works for some people, other people will copy it. So that'd be great.
Yeah. This Clemens's backpacker, I mainly did it so that it would be light,
Right. That is pretty light.
because that one with the metal reflectors, acero inoxidable, has to have a wooden frame to attach them to.
Right.
This is built on. Don't follow me back here. Trash box. This one's built on the basis of this. That, which I'm going to take when I take them out in a minute. You can see it has a Teflon charola, because with a cardboard oven you don't want any spillage inside.
Right.
You don't want it to be able to spill.
Right.
Anyway,
Sweet.
that's fall out of my pocket or yours.
No, it's not mine.
Okay. These are platano machos that cook up so beautifully in solar ovens. You know how to test what you want is this face to be perpendicular to the sun rays.
Right. So you would have it be different for different latitudes?
Yeah, it would. That's why this oven, my only question on it is how you adjust it to latitude.
Right. Now, of course, you could adjust the whole thing on a piece of wood and then stick the pot at whatever level inside.
Yeah.
So it's
What I'd
possible.
suggest is a square piece of wood under that so that you can get to it. And, yeah, just prop it one
Yeah.
side or the other.
Yeah.
That's what this one made on a Tascal, because the Tascal is square on the bottom, so it doesn't roll, otherwise it would roll around.
Right, and this is just a sheet of aluminum or something?
No, this is acero inoxidable.
Okay.
And this is a casu of copper and a lid off a casserola.
Okay.
It gets to 300 degrees.
Okay. So you measure the temperature on different ones?
Well, as Sam Irwin said, you put a thermometer in there and just tell you how hot the air is. I wrenched it out of that one so I could put it in any of them.
Okay. Great. All right, I think I'll do a little introduction on each one of them. And so, let's try that.
This one is based on an egg box.
Based on the egg box. Okay.
Which all, with that door just big enough for that charola to go in, because that's cardboard, so it has to have a charola to catch spills too.
Great. And this is the sun oven. This is based on a backpacker model. It's also based on backpacker model?
Kind of, loosely, very loosely.
Loosely, okay. This is the hot pot, I know about that one. And this one you made?
Yeah,
It's got a copper pot and a lid.
it's a modified parabola, just, by the way.
Right. And you've got it set up for exactly when the sun comes at a certain time.
4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's with the late afternoons, because we're not on sun time, we're on daylight shaving time. You get long afternoons. So in the afternoon, if there's anything else to cook, I put it in here.
Great.
In
Okay.
this one, and this one's very easy to calibrate, because it has this point that casts a shadow. So if you want to know if it's tuned in, that point, the shadow's right in the middle of the oven.
Yeah. Right.
So it's it's the most expensive on materials, but the least laborious to make.
Right, and these are all available stuff. So.
And this is all locally available stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Which your aluminum reflectors there, I searched and searched in Pátzcuaro. No, I
Couldn't find it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the same reflectors on the sun oven, anodized aluminum, mirrored aluminum.
Yeah.
Not easy to get.
Yeah, I would love to mimic that. Of course, the joints are difficult to make it all foldable. That's obviously some pretty serious engineering to figure it out.
So that it falls into a parabola.
Right, because you could travel with that. You just stick it on top of your car when you park it, and your dinner can cook. You know?
Yeah. No, it's very handy for that. And to optimize the absolute high temperature, it depends on what you're cooking. We're doing quinoa in there today. I'm sure it'll cook fine.
Yeah.
If it were like those camotes, I put them in that oven, which is probably going to get a little hotter. Or the sun oven. That's the hottest ovens we got.
Okay. Excelente.
Yep.
Great. Well, thanks for showing us your solar ovens. They're awesome.
Thanks for coming.
All right.
And someday we'll come up to your place. We have not gotten out and hiked hardly at all.
Yeah. Just let me know when. I'm easy to find.
Yeah.
All right.